Quick video on using AI to help you do code generation. There's a lot of tools out there that right now that can do this. There's the cursor editor. I've done some videos on that. But regardless of what you're doing, anything you can do to give it a little bit of an extra hint for how you want things to be generated can be really, really useful. A good example of this is kind of what I have set up here in this sample backend solution. Is I have a bunch of guidelines that I've put into a README file. This README has a lot of other things. This isn't the majority of the README. You can see kind of over here on the right here. There's a lot of things in this README, but towards the bottom I have some AI code generation guidelines, and I tell it, generate a new access service, do these things. Generate a new entity, do these things. Doing a new manager, do these things. By having these rules, and then if I'm using the GitHub this editor they have that's fairly new. When you're doing that, you can say which other files do you want to look at. Now, anytime you're doing something, you want to have the most relevant files there, but always including this README in there. Kind of hint it toward these AI code generation guidelines for you. And then you can put in here. And I actually have an example of this here. If I could steal this, I'm not going to fully run this. But you could just put in something like this. You know, obey the rules defined in the README. Generate a work manager, a task access, and a task entity. And the task entity should have these properties. Boom. And then make sure the code will compile when complete. If you do this and kind of tell it to do it, it will probably generate everything as you want that first time. Again, it's not going to be perfect. Working with some of these LLMs to generate code is kind of a little tricky. Sometimes it has its mind of its own. But if you can kind of, give it a really good prompt and some rules about how you want things generated, it can be really useful to generate code faster and get what you want that first try.